Hey, it's Geordie_medium13 here, and I am back with a reading for 2025, and I'm so grateful to be joined by Temika. If you're wanting to introduce yourself, Temika, you're new to
So
my channel.
my name's Temika. I am a psychic medium also, which is really cool. I also do grief coaching and some spiritual coaching. And I've decided to join Geordie here on his little channel, which is so fun. So we get to do a collective card pull for 2025.
Love that.
It's fun.
If you want to kick us off with your cards.
I shall. Okay, everybody. So I did say 3 cards, however, 4 have fallen. So we will trust the process. So the first beautiful card is Foundations and Achievements.
That is such a beautiful card.
Yeah, look at the beautiful like rainbow as well.
Mm.
Okay, side note, I shut my eyes when I channel everyone, so I'm not sleeping, I'm here. So it feels like collectively for like 2024, it's been a lot of like learning and growing and seeing like how people want to build their foundations, whether that be business, relationships, like traveling. It's almost like there's been a lot of like learning and lessons throughout 24. And it's like coming into 2025, it's getting really firm and building those foundations of like what you truly desire and what's in alignment with your heart and what you want. It feels like it's going to be a really like successful year for a lot of the collective, and noticing like what foundation you want to build and fully calling that into yourself as well. And it's like we will achieve the things that we want and the foundations will be really strong. Like I feel like 2025 is going to be a really like get in and like go hard kind of like with your goals and your aspirations. And it feels like a very like, yeah, strong foundation in terms of like humans and what we're desiring and what we want to create. I feel like a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs and people taking that step to be their business owner is going to be really strong as well, which is so cool. I'm excited for that.
Love that.
So that's that beautiful card. Oh, next one is Material Harvest.
Oh,
Mm.
such a beautiful card. Like the way he was sitting.
Yeah, he's like holding all these beautiful harvesting. So that feels very intertwined with that. It's almost like there's going to be a lot of harvesting and prosperity. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of like not just money in like not money prosperity, but life. Like it feels like a lot of people are going to be coming into like joy and really like coming back to basics in terms of like what makes them happy and almost releasing like the materialistic things and coming back to like the wholesome, beautiful things, like having healthy food and being healthy, and like feels like a lot of yeah, like prosperity in like health. I feel like a lot of people are going to get their health in check in 25. And it's almost like I'm seeing a lot of more like health, like in food and what they're drinking and what they're consuming. It almost feels like the harvesting is like that beautiful organic or like fruit and veg and stuff like that. Like I feel like the collective is going to be very health next year, like coming into your healthy body and like nurturing your meat suit and like giving it the nourishment it's needing, and that's going to like create this like wholesome beautiful feeling within them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like, especially after the way 2024 has been with some of the things that have been coming out, especially with what's in our water and some of the
Mm.
foods that we are consuming, it's definitely feeling like 2025 is going to have that like
Like health.
yeah, that real health
Yeah.
focus on what kind of foods should we be putting into our bodies that is going to make us feel good and
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm seeing like a lot of fruit, like a lot of vegetables, like almost coming back to basics of like what we used to have before we had all the other shit. Like it's almost like coming back, just having your meats, having your eggs, like or like having your fruit and veg. It's almost like everyone's like collectively coming more into the health, like which is great for our body and our mind and our spirit. So I feel a lot of like a lot of health harvesting. Oh my gosh, these are good cards.
Oh,
Next one is material and spiritual prosperity.
wow.
Mm.
I'm
So
sensing a theme now.
yeah, it's definitely a theme. So it's like the prosperity. It's like exactly what I was saying before. I feel like there's a lot of prosperity, and it's almost like people are connecting into their like spirituality more. So like coming into that beautiful alignment and like noticing, it's almost like noticing the outside noise and what we get fed,
Mm.
not just through the food, but like through media and things like that. It's almost like the collective is coming into a recognition of that and like noticing that they can do things that are spiritually aligned and like trusting their intuition and having that connection to like earth as well.
Mm.
I feel like there's a lot of like, I feel like you get, again, this year was a lot of like learning and growing and evolving. And it's like that beautiful like climb into what's next is like that spiritual growth and like, again, the prosperity in life. It feels like a lot of beautiful prosperity in life, like wholesomeness is the word that keeps coming through. Mm,
I love that, especially as we kind of touched on earlier about the way 2024 has been, especially in the collective with so much coming out, but also with so much happening in everyone's lives. It's that prosperity of just coming back into that joy and that happiness as well, with
yeah.
that inner peace as well.
Yeah, it feels like a lot of alignment is coming through and like people are noticing like what's in alignment rather than just going, oh, like I'm not too sure. It feels like, yeah, again, the crown chakra.
Love that.
Yeah. So it's like the connection is really like I feel like the collective is collectively noticing the connection and like it's almost like the new earth that's been like coming up and speaking about a lot. I've seen it a lot like recently as well. It's like I feel like the collective consciousness is gonna be higher next year. I don't know like why, though I just feel it's there. Like it feels like this has been a lot of like clearing out the last couple of months and even probably this year.
Mm.
So I feel like there's a collective like consciousness raise in a sense and like more connection to yeah, like the spiritual side and your unique and authentic gifts, like coming into your authentic self and connecting to all of that as well.
I love that. It's and that's the beauty of it too, coming back into it being our authentic self and feeling like ourself, because
Yeah.
I personally feel some of the things that I've gone through this year, kind of I felt disconnected in a sense. And, you know, just to feel as a collective, we're coming back into that alignment, we're feeling more connected, even with each other, ourselves, that's so.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like there's been a little bit of shake up. However, we need that sometimes to be able to, like clear it up and the universe basically rubbles it up a little bit. So I feel like there's a lot of like, yeah, I see a lot of like love and consciousness and health prosperity for the 2025.
Mm,
A lot of spirituality is coming online, which is going to be
I like
cool.
that.
Yeah, more connection with like self and spirit. I feel like that's going to really like help people come into their own like self as well.
Mm.
So yeah, they're my beautiful cards.
I loved that. I loved a lot of the alignment and the prosperity, that I feel
Mm,
that's so big this coming into this year, especially when you look at it from a bit of an astrology point of view. We're coming into the year of the nine. I've been,
fine.
yeah, like, and nine has that energy of endings, but also the new beginnings as well in there. So it kind
Yeah,
of feels like we've come from the endings, cutting ties, that kind of stuff, and we're coming into the real new beginnings of
yeah,
making 2025 whatever we want, really.
yeah. I feel like it's going to be very self-led. Like people are going to be like, I'm making the decision and I'm going to like stick by my true purpose.
Mm.
Yeah. Yay.
Alrighty, I will jump in with my cards. So I'll start with, so this one's from the Ancient Stones card deck, and it kind of goes with what we've actually been talking about. It's creativity.
Mm,
Like, I love that. It actually says on here, trust your vision, which is what we've kind of been talking about, with the spiritual, a lot of the spirituality turning on for us, really trusting our vision, trusting what we want to make our lives, our purpose, really tuning into that and trusting that, this is my goal, this is where I want to get to. And then even the creative expression, using our voices. I know for me personally, I've been a little bit quiet and shut off with my voice, and really turning that on and tuning into that and going, hey, I have a voice, and really stepping into my power. And I feel as a collective, we probably will be stepping into our power a little bit more, like what we discussed just before about owning who we are, being in our alignment, really tuning into who we want to be and who we are as humans.
Yeah, 100%.
And then my other card, my pronunciation of this, I'm probably going to butcher it, but it says we the Havers, something like that, I think. Like,
Oh, Thor, Hathor.
yeah, I knew I was going to butcher it. So this one is all about deep love, birth as a portal. We were kind of talking about that with the new beginnings and, with the alignment and all of that. It also says mother's milk and, the deep love, the real self-love that we kind of touched on earlier as well. It definitely feels like as a collective, that's so important and not highlighted enough, I feel, is the real self love. We can all get stuck in doing things for others, but as much as we love that and we should be doing that too, but we also need to cherish and nourish ourselves,
Yeah.
really fill up our cup instead of pouring from an empty cup, which is so important as well. And then my last card, which kind of beautifully touches on everything from my healing heart, is prospering heart.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Isn't it? I love this card deck so, so much. It is my probably the most, I don't even know how to word it. Like it's just such
The
and
one you always go back to.
100%. It's like anytime I need something or I feel
Yeah,
it's just the messaging, the way it's written as well. Sometimes I'll read the book, sometimes I won't, but even like some of the wording in the book, I'm like, oh my God, that's exactly what I needed to read and feel. But with this one, it's look for the beauty, abundance, and generosity, which is exactly what we've been talking about, looking for that beauty, I feel, within ourselves, with with the world, with as a collective, really tuning into loving ourselves and prospering, because when we're in alignment and prospering, we're going to offer the world a lot more than what we are from any other place.
I love how they all aligned.
Yeah, they really did. And there's so
Yeah,
much energy in both of our cards that kind of tie in together, especially with this last one. Like, I really like that one. That's probably
yeah,
like,
it's beautiful. I want that
yeah.
deck now. I'm like,
Inna Segal is actually her card deck. I'm not sure if you've heard of Inna Segal.
yeah, I think I
Yeah,
have, maybe I might have somewhere.
that is even the artwork on the imagery on the cards as well. Like, it's just, yeah, I remember when one of my friends came over and was kind of messing around with the cards, and it just had, yeah, I won't get into it too much, but there was some interesting things on the card that kind of aligned with what was happening in her life at that time. And I was like, wow, like, yeah, it was
Always the way.
100%.
Yeah,
But yeah, thank you for joining me. I feel like our cards just really intertwine beautifully there. And as a collective with what's coming for 2025, is there something that you want to wrap up with to end on that you're feeling for 2025?
I feel like just like, yeah, coming, like being your true self and being in alignment with everything that's in your values and desires and like almost quieting the outside world and know that when you're in alignment with yourself and your true essence and your true purpose, your life is really fulfilling. So just like come back to that and trust yourself as well. Like that's a really beautiful message, I think, is like come into your purpose, trust it, and take the action towards it.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a perfect way to finish this reading because, yeah, 2025 is going to be whatever we want to make it. And judging
Yeah.
by the cards with what has come up in this reading, it's definitely going to be an interesting year. And it's going to
Yeah.
be probably a more
Big.
fulfilling year for of a lot of us.
Yeah. Feel like it's going to be big.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank
Yeah.
you so much for joining me.
Thank you
I've
for having
loved every
me.
minute of this. This has been amazing. So thank you so much.
Yay! Thank you for having me.
No worries. Thanks for everyone who tunes into this. I hope you guys get a lot out of it too. So
Aw.
thank you.